Hello everyone.
Hi guys.
Today is construction day 38 and it's the beginning of a new work week. And yesterday we went tile shopping.
Yes, and we bought two more tiles.
Yeah, so we had two more maybes that we wanted to purchase one. And we went ahead and did that. And we did a real quick video and take a look. Okay, so here is the three choices. So Wilma and I got it down today to three choices. So here is our furniture. And this is option one. Here is option two. And here is option three. So Wilma and I already have it down to two choices. We ruled one out. But I'd like to know what you guys think. So again, option one, option two, option three. And let me just back up just a little bit. Tell us what you think. So guys, what did you think?
I like all three tiles, but there's one I like the most.
Yeah, it was funny. We bought those other two, and we had one that we bought about a week ago, and we laid them out last night. And I shot that quick video you just saw, and then I said to Wilma, I said, "Now, which one do you like?" And then she said, "Now you pick. Which one do you like?" I says, "No, now let me know." So she goes, "Let's do it together." So we counted 1, 2, 3, and we pointed at the same one. I guess that's good news that we have similar taste. But there's one that we like the most. All three is real nice, right?
That's right.
Yeah, all three of them are beautiful. But there's one that we like the most. And, comment below which one you'd pick. Keep in mind we're going with the tan theme with the white countertops, white cabinets, probably light tan walls. The cabinet under the island will be very similar to whatever that color of the tile is. So if it's a brownish tile, we'll pick that up and paint that for the cabinet that's under the island. So that's kind of the theme we're going, but definitely take a look and let us know what you think. As Wilma and I head up to the job site today, just want to take a couple of minutes and thank all the new subscribers. Over the last 3 or 4 days, we've been getting about 20 to 25 new subscribers a day. And we're amazed by that. Very appreciative. A lot of the subscribers have been with us from the beginning. We're starting to get to know each other. You guys are sending comments. A lot of you, if not every video, every few videos. And some of your comments, we go back and forth 3 to 4 times with commentary. And, it's been enjoyable. So now we're starting to see some new subscribers getting involved in the comments, and we think it's great. So keep the comments flowing, and thank you to all the new subscribers, and we'll see you up at the job site. All right, so I'm here in the front of the property. So as you guys know, on Saturday they put the 4 trusses in place in the center of the home. So now what they're doing is they're putting the C-purlins across the trusses. So now you're starting to get a good view, and let me zoom in just a little bit, a good view of how high the roof will be. Again, shed type roof, high in the front, tapers down 5 degrees to the back of the house. So you can start to see the height of the roof. So I'll go ahead and get a little closer, and I'll go through how they're doing the C-purlins. All right, so this is a good look of all the C-purlins that are going in, and they're just in place. They're not welded yet, but they're 70 centimeters apart. The trusses are 1.8 meters apart. and they were all welded in place on Saturday. They're still working on those clips. But the C-purlins are going horizontal across the trusses. And then they're going to be spaced out on center 70 cm between each C-purlin. So you can see that they got them in place, and they're getting ready to weld them. All right, so here's another look of the C-purlins, and again, they're just put in place. Nothing's welded yet. But if I zoom in, I do want to explain that each C-purlin will be welded to the truss. So each place, so there's 4 trusses in this room. So that means each C-purlin will be welded 4 times. Then what they will do is they come back through, and what I did was I scratched it on this angle iron. They're going to take angle iron, and they will cut 2-inch pieces. So I don't know the dimensions of this angle iron. It's looks like about 2-inch, but they'll cut a 2-inch piece out, so similar to this right here. And then they will take this piece of angle iron, and after they weld it to the truss, on the flat side of the cross member there, they'll place one piece of that angle iron and weld it to the truss, and then weld it to the purlin going across. So that'll be basically a double weld. So it'll be 4 welds in this room per C-purlin. Then there'll be 4 pieces of angle iron that'll go on the flat side of that steel, and it will be welded a second time. So what I'll do is I'll try to get a piece of each, a small piece of C-purlin and a small piece of the angle iron, and show you what I'm talking about. All right, so here's some just pieces of C-purlin angle iron just for illustration purposes. So here is how the C-purlins will be sitting on top of the truss, similar to this. And then what Felix is going to do, and you can see why they call it a C-purlin, it looks like a C, that's a backward C. So what they do is at the 4 positions in the main area, they're going to weld this C-purlin to the actual truss. It'll be a weld here. And then they'll come back through with this angle iron, and they will cut 2-inch pieces of angle iron. That's because the width of the truss is 2 inches. And they will put that angle iron in place as a second weld, and then they'll weld here and here. So the C-purlin will be welded to the truss directly, and then for additional strength, a piece of angle iron will be placed on top, right alongside, and then they'll weld it here and here. And then once that's all done, they'll go back through, and they're going to repaint all the C-purlins as well as all the angle iron. We'll get a second coat of paint. So on Saturday, I mentioned to everybody that the plumbing foreman suggested that we bring the electrical from the main pole up to the property, and instead of going up into the attic, to actually run the main electrical line alongside the roughing of the plumbing in conduit to the panel. And I got a lot of responses from you guys saying that that wasn't a great idea. So the contractor was here today, and he says no, he would not do that. He always runs the main line of the electrical through the roof in the attic area and then down into the panel. He would not want to run electrical next to the plumbing in case there was any leaks. And then, of course, if there was any issues with electrical, you would have to dig up the floor. So we will go back to the plan. The original plan is to run the main line for the electrical through the roof and down into the 2 panels. So I talked to the contractor today, and he said that his calculation, he needs 250 bags of sand and 250 bags of gravel to do this pour. So we do not have that much now. So he's getting a few more loads of sand and gravel to site. And then once he gets to that number, then they will pour the floor of the pool. Now they're using cement because they're working on the fence as well. So I think he wants to get a few more loads of each. So he's working on that now. So that probably pushes the pour of the pool, which again, that's fine with me, to later in the week because they want to make sure they have 250 bags of each bagged up and ready to go. Because again, they have to make sure that that they do not stop once they start pouring the pool. So you can see the fresh cement there with the hollow block on the east side of the wall. They're working on today to finalize the height. So we're being real careful, making sure that we don't go too high, but yet high enough for security. So what we're doing today is Wilma and I are up here around the pool area and in the main area in the spare room, looking out and making sure that there's no obstruction. So you can see here, there's 2 layers higher. I think they're going 2 more layers here. So we're just being real cautious not to block any ocean view. So that's what they're working on today. They're going to try to get this done. And we're just saying, okay, go up 1 more layer here, 2 layers there. So obviously we want to make sure the wall's high enough for security, but yet not too high to block any views. And we're even, sitting down in a chair here, looking out, not just standing. We really don't want to block any of the views at all. And that's something that we're working on today. All right, another quick update for the carport. They have the 2 columns in place. The footings are dug. They have the rebar for the footing in place. They built the 2 columns and they stood them up, and they're working on getting them level now. And then they'll go ahead and pour that cement for the footing. That's usually 6 to 8 inches, and they'll let that harden overnight. So this will hold that large beam weight that's going to be going across the front. So the column is part of the fence on that side, but it'll come all the way across and extend past the house 3.5 meters because that is the width of the carport. And here's the first 2 columns, the concrete columns. And then every column after that will be steel columns. So it'll be 2 concrete columns in the front for the reveal, and then I believe it's 3 steel columns to hold up the carport, the roof for the carport, and then it will tap in to that back concrete column all the way in the back of the house, the back wall. So they're starting to work on the carport now. So the plumbing foreman is not on site today. He'll be here tomorrow, but I haven't showed this yet. So you've seen the rough-in coming out of the spare bathroom in the kitchen, but you haven't seen coming out of the master. So here is the main line coming out of the master, and how it'll team up with the main line coming from the kitchen, dirty kitchen and spare bathroom, and it joins up here and then just shoots right into the septic area. So a viewer asked to see the main line of the electrical and how it's going to be piped underground to the corner of the home. So I'm going to go ahead and explain that. So this is our pole. It is a primary line coming straight in off the highway, and we'll have our transformer there. And this pole will also be used for our neighbor. So our neighbor will have their own transformer as well. And then the line will be run down the pole, and our meters will be there. So that's where the electric company will read the monthly electrical usage. And then we're going to have this dug 16 inches into the ground We don't have to worry about frost here. So 16 inches, and it'll come across the road, and it's going to head to the corner of the property. And speaking with my neighbor that will be also sharing the same pole, he said, hey, if you're gonna run the line, I'll pay for half of the cost if you run conduit for my line as well. So then he won't have to dig when he starts building next year. So we're going to head and do that. We're going to split the cost 50-50. So we'll run 2 lines of conduit with wire. We'll come right to this corner. So this is the shared Mahone right here. So we'll come 16 inches below ground, and it'll stop right here. And then I'll pull my main line through this column, of course within a conduit, and then it will run right up the side of the wall to the house. And then my neighbors, it'll Y off here, again separate lines of course, and his will run on the inside of our shared wall, and then it will go out to wherever his main line is going to be. So we're going to go ahead and share that cost, and that's basically where the line is going to be run for the home.